Welcome to Be Who They Come To, where healing meets humor and spirit meets story. Oriana and Kelly are two friends who've stumbled, laughed, cried, and somehow found their way back to source. This podcast is a space to share the messy, magical journey of recovery, healing, and rediscovering themselves, and ideally, helping you do the same, with plenty of laughter along the way, because sometimes the best medicine really is a mix of soul work and a good sense of humor. And now, be who they come to.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, Kel, how you doing?
Oh, living the dream as usual. How you doing, Oh?
I'm all right. Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Doing good. Oh, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
We have a
Living
guest.
the dream too here.
Right? Everyone, that's going to be the thing. Living the dream, everybody, all the time. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Positive affirmations, letting it out
Right.
into the universe, right?
Yeah,
we have a
trying.
guest speaker today, guys. This is Tim. This is Kelly's good friend. She's known for, well,
A
since
bazillion years.
maybe they
Yeah.
smell like pee, who knows? But
Well, in high school, I think we were peeing behind dumpsters at some point. So yeah, that would
Yeah.
make it accurate.
right?
Like, I
It's
was
not
at your
wrong,
sweet 16, so I mean, it's at least that long.
right? I
That's
love it.
true. And the cops were called. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and then my mom picked us all up.
Oh my God, I need to hear more about this.
Oh yeah, there's stories.
Thanks everybody for tuning in again. We always appreciate it. Today's subject is grief, loss, and new beginnings. So something that's a little bit serious, but obviously a light at the end of the tunnel as well. So we want to touch on that. But first, we will start with our quotes. So Kel, what's your quote today? Unrelated, we heard. Okay, but go ahead.
Totally unrelated. And this is something that this is a personal quote. I'm actually the author. I don't know if I should take credit for it though, because whatever. It was something along the lines, I have so many assholes in my life, I need to use preparation H.
Hey, it's a solution, is it not?
Well, temporarily.
Temporary solution. Yeah, it'll hold the assholes at bay.
Well, when the butt cheeks clench, it's like, okay, it's not painful. Anyway, that could be okay. Anyway, that's so really what it's saying is, don't have too many assholes in your life because you don't want to go and buy preparation H.
That's right.
Mm.
And Tim, what's your quote for today? This one's interesting.
I don't know how the hell to follow that one up.
Right? Kelly, you be topper.
I mean, I guess I'll self-quote too, because I wasn't overly prepared, but you can't help everyone, but everybody can help somebody.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh,
And
love
it might
that
not be
too.
a self-quote, but I came up with it, and if someone else did, I apologize.
Yeah.
no,
you're
that's okay.
stealing it. You're owning it. Too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand in your truth, Tim.
You
Stand in your
can't
truth.
always. So what that means too is like, because sometimes, we tend to want to help everybody, but sometimes it's not up to us and leave it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Kind of thing,
Well, there's that whole theory. It's called dispersed responsibility, where if you had
Oh, I like that.
a group of people and someone drops dead of a heart attack, drops dead. They're having a heart attack. They drop to the ground.
Mm.
The common theme of thought is someone else will intervene. Someone will do it. I don't have to.
Mm.
And it's interesting because it's just kind of where your mind. I'm a person where I would jump in. I'm one of those where
Mhm.
I would jump in to help. But it's dispersed responsibility. And so I think when it comes to, saving the world, like Tim says, like you can't help everybody, but everybody can help somebody. It's 100% true.
Mhm.
100% true.
Yep. Oh, I like that one. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, I like that
No
too.
worries.
Yeah. Thanks for contributing.
Try to take it away from the preparation H.
Right? I love it. So my quote today is actually, it is related. And it's something that I've said before, and I heard it somewhere, can't remember where, so I can't quote the author exactly. But it's grief is just love with nowhere to go.
Tim, you like that one, eh?
I love that one when you said that in the previous episode. Like, I think I messaged you about it. And I was like,
Yeah,
that
you
was
did.
Yeah, it's grief is just love with nowhere to go. And it's true because something you poured your heart into, um, whether it's a person or a relationship or a dog or whatever, like that thing or person is missing now,
Hmm.
right? And so you have still all this love, and what do you do with that? Where do you put it? Right? You're supposed to, well, put it into yourself, put it into a hobby, or it doesn't work that way always, right? I think eventually, as you grieve and go through the process and everything, it comes. But yeah, that
It's
one kind of makes me a
utopian
little bit
kind of in the
sad.
moment.
What's that, Tim?
Yeah.
It's sort of utopian in the moment. Like most people end up getting there, but to
Exactly.
expect it right off the hop, it's
Yeah.
usually
No,
not the case. I mean, if it is
doesn't
great,
work.
good for
Doesn't
you,
work.
but
It's
uh,
like that whole, like when somebody passes away and someone says, and they mean well, they do, but
Hmm.
it's like, they're in a better place now.
That's like, what the hell is that?
Right?
yeah.
It's like, okay, sure, maybe they are, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not in a better place right now. So, let's
No, well,
slow down the train. Yeah.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna go into it, and
Yeah, why not?
I think what I would like to ask, though, whether it be grieving a relationship, a death, a job, like a pet, um, Tim, how do you handle grief at this moment?
Oof. I usually retreat and I need to reflect. Like I need
Right.
to look at things. I've adapted a lot since I was young.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mhm,
I used to
mhm.
blame myself all the time, like
Yeah.
heavy bad levels. Um,
Okay.
Internalize it. Yeah.
yeah, I basically work through it myself until I'm able to kind of forgive myself for what I perceive as potentially my responsibility in the situation
Okay.
and go from there. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of it is about forgiveness, like forgiving the person.
Mm,
Because I mean, obviously, certain situations you're not going to forgive somebody when they're a complete
mm-hmm.
piece of shit. But
Right.
Right.
not every relationship has to end when people have become complete pieces of shit.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So,
True.
I mean, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Oh, where are you at with your coping with grief?
Can you repeat the question, please? I'm kidding. Um, with grief, I am not unlike Tim. I seclude myself. I need to process things. I need to be angry.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be very sad. I need
Mm-hmm.
to I need to take it out on myself sometimes.
Right.
I think that for me is part of the process. What did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you internalize it, right? Like you said, what did
Yeah.
I do wrong? What could I have done differently?
Right.
How could I have contributed to that more, or not done so much of this, or
Mm-hmm.
and I think as you forgive yourself and show yourself grace, um, it starts with the healing process. It's the grieving and the processing and everything. It starts to come, right? Whether it's somebody who dies, but that's the one thing that unites all of us,
Mm-hmm.
is grief. And I had this discussion with my mother not long ago, actually. She had a friend reach out to her from her past, from like
Mm-hmm.
45 years ago, who she used to work with. And her son had died of cancer.
Right.
And my stepfather passed away from cancer. So my mother lost her husband. And right away, your heart goes out to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Right away, it's like this beam of light. You're connected, and it's like, oh my god, I've been through that. I know where you're
Mm-hmm.
coming from. And I think it's with everything else too, with somebody who's had a newborn baby, right? You've had
Mm-hmm.
a baby, you can relate to that moment, or those shitty early moments that a mother might have.
Mm-hmm.
An abusive relationship, right? It's oh my god, I've been through the same thing, so
Mm-hmm.
it unites all of us. And I don't know that people see it that way, right? Like I mean, when you're empathetic, you do,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But people who lack empathy, maybe not so much. But yeah, a
Yeah.
lot
No,
similar to Tim. And what about you? How do you grieve?
it depends on what type of death. With relationship, I retreat as well.
Yep.
I'm a huge retreater, unfortunately, and I am working on that. But um, so yeah, and with more spiritual deaths, because I've had those in my life, just because of different avenues.
What do you mean by spiritual death? Explain.
So through my trauma, there was times where I didn't have my spirituality and I
You
let it
lost
go.
faith, you mean?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So I was
Okay.
angry, but so that used to get me into a bit of trouble, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I've really tried to hold on to that now and not
Yeah.
create that loss, because when I'm not in my spirituality, I tend to get I go to the gutters,
Yeah, you go to dark places.
very, very dark places. So I really try. And then with more physical death, like when people die, um, I I long for that sense of community. I like to gather people together. Like Tim, when you came to my brother's um
Celebration of
uh
life.
well, no, it was I was doing coffee runs with Jay because he loved coffees.
Oh,
And that meant so much to me. So when I've lost somebody, I think not that I try and replace that person, but I really like to remember them and honor them.
that makes
Your
So
sense.
brother was an amazing person.
he was.
He was. Jay was awesome.
I know Jay longer than I knew Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too. Me too. It was Jay that introduced Kelly and I, actually.
Well,
I was,
that's kind of
high
how
school.
it. Thank you,
Tim,
Jay.
Tim
You
didn't,
brought these two people into my life.
right? How fucking blessed are you?
Right?
Yeah, he was. So yeah, at different deaths, I have different coping strategies or different ends.
That
I
makes
think
sense.
I have different ones. Yeah, and I carry the weight differently,
Yeah,
figuratively and
the weight is.
figuratively and literally.
I think the weight too, like that. You make a good point there. The weight of
Yeah.
grief and loss is sometimes unbearable. It feels like, right? Like you don't see an out. You feel like it's never going to come to an end. You
Mhm.
know? Yeah, it's
And it's filling that void, and it's like, how do we fill that void with things that are going to be respectful,
yeah.
and kind and patient,
Hmm.
because sometimes when you're lost and you get angry, we can tend to fill it up with just shit.
Well, people turn to substances. People turn
Mhm.
to, throwing themselves into work and they don't process anything, right?
Right. Yeah,
It's the dopamine hits to get rid of those
right.
feelings or to mask those feelings, I should say. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think too, it depends on what kind of death it is, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
if it's a sudden death, like there's like that shell shock, but I don't think any death is easier if you see it coming. I don't know.
A physical death, you mean?
Yeah, or
Yeah,
even a
like
relationship ending. Like sometimes you can see your relationship is like gonna blow up,
yeah.
you know, and you see it coming, but I don't know if it makes it any easier, right?
I think
Maybe
you
the recovery a little bit. Like if
Okay.
you can justify to yourself that, hey, you know what, this was for the better, like when it comes to a
Right.
relationship. Like I know with
Fair
the
enough.
physical death, sometimes people, you're like,
Hmm.
you know what, they've suffered for 10 years. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you kind of get that empathy that, okay, they don't have to do that anymore.
Hmm.
And
yeah.
I find personally that makes it slightly easier at times.
Right.
But not always. Like
Hmm.
it's unpredictable how you react, and
And depending on the person.
yeah.
Hmm.
If it was just maybe somebody from high school that you had little contact with, but if it's a parent or your partner,
Mhm.
it's different. Some people even like there's like loss of jobs that,
Hmm.
that can be you may have had your whole identity um
Hmm.
enmeshed in what you do for a living or whatever,
Hmm.
right? And that comes to an end and you're like, "Oh my God, who am I without this now?"
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think that comes with parenting too, right? Like empty
Yep.
nesting.
Yep.
It's like, ooh, I don't have to cook you breakfast and make sure you get to school. And
That's
that
it.
empty nesting thing is like a real thing, I
Yeah.
think.
One of
Well,
the reasons, like you mentioned with the work, like I keep encouraging a lot of my friends to realize, like, guys, it's not all monetary if you're successful in life. Like, you
that's
need to
right.
Oh,
identify with so much more than just what you do for a living. Yay,
Yeah.
you make $200,000. Are
big
you a good
deal.
person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you
You know,
doing?
Are you an
Yeah.
yeah,
And
asshole? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you
Do
doing
need
about that?
Like,
That's going to be the new thing.
You know what? If we ever do a fundraising thing, I mean, I think we should get preparation on the roster.
I love it.
Yeah. I think, also too, there's that middle ground of grief, right? It's like, what's next? Okay, you've
In between.
accepted the death part. It's like, but what do we do in the middle of it?
Well,
Because
I
sometimes
watched
there's space.
I watched the podcast, and I wish I could remember his name. He's like this guy, looks like a trucker. He's got like a mullet and a hat, and he's actually very soft spoken. But anyway, I forget his name. And he said, you have to be okay with the void until the void is filled.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
good.
you're right. You have to sit in that space, because that's the space between maybe who you were and who you're becoming, or you're not quite yet, but it's also the remembrance of who you truly are, right? It's the falling away of the pieces of who you are not anymore,
Mhm.
right? With the relationship, for example, the death of the relationship, you're like, okay, well, I was this person in the relationship. Who am I now? Who was I
Mhm.
before this?
Mhm.
Can I identify with that person anymore, even?
Mhm.
Like if you lose a child, for example, like, who am I if I'm not a mother?
Mhm.
And how do I find love and joy again in my life if I don't have these things that brought me so much love and joy, right?
Mhm. Well, it's the moving on part, right?
Yeah.
And I know even after Jay died, I felt bad,
Moving
because I
on.
was like, he should be here.
you
And
feel guilt almost.
yeah, exactly. Guilt
Yeah.
was a
Like,
big one.
Jay should be with me at this concert or
Yeah.
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely get
Yeah.
that with some of my friends too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And even moving on in new relationships, sometimes you feel guilty. The
Yep.
other one didn't work, but then you're like, oh, damn, like, shit, I'm really moving on. Like, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
getting involved with something else or someone else.
Mhm.
And
Or you catch yourself laughing, and you're
yeah,
like, "Oh, wait a minute. I
You're
can't
just like,
remember the
wait,
last."
why is this happening again? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And, but there's the moving on, there's the sitting and the numbness and all of that stuff. But it's the moving on and not feeling guilty about it.
Yeah.
And like, or shame, right?
Yep.
Like a shame can be associated with guilt as well.
Yep.
And that can, be you just got to protect yourself, I guess, is what maybe we're figuring out through grief
What do you mean?
and loss. You just have to protect yourself and
Your
not be too
energy.
hard on yourself.
Yeah, that makes
one
sense,
of the
George.
things I talked to one of my friends about, she's going through a divorce and a few other things. And I was like, you need to
Hmm.
pick your direction. I said, make your decisions that align with the direction you're choosing. So if that is
Mhm.
going out on a date with this person, you know what? Be happy with your decision. Like, it may not be
Yep.
the perfect decision, but
Hmm.
it aligns with the direction you're trying to go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
Yep.
like it's like following through with your intention for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
It
I
becomes
like that.
easier. Like,
Hmm.
Well, it's walking the walk until the feelings come, right? Because
yeah,
sometimes there's a numbness, right? There's that void, right? And it's like me getting back to the gym, for example, after the loss of a relationship. It's like, I don't want to go, but it's what I used to
Hmm.
do all the time. It brought me
Hmm.
happiness. It
oh my
it
God,
gives you
I've been
that,
trying to
that
get back into the
dopamine,
gym
and
for months.
right. And so, and it's like the passion was gone, like, and it takes time. It takes
Yeah.
time
Hmm.
to find your footing again. Yeah. But even like you mentioned divorce, Tim. Like, I was I've been divorced, and it was a bajillion years ago, but there's the morning of the relationship, but then there was the whole visitation with the kids.
Hmm.
And it was 1 week on, 1 week off. And I mourned that. I really did. There was grief associated with that for me, right? Like,
Hmm.
there was like, I have to go a whole week without seeing my kids. Like, who am I
Mhm.
without my kids? And then eventually you're just like, bye, kids. Like, see you next week,
Yep.
Well, you're teenagers now. Have a good week.
right?
Yeah.
See you later. I don't have to make lunches for a week, you know. But and then by the time they come back on Friday, you're re-energized.
Excited
And yeah. But there was definitely a grief with that too.
Yeah, it's change. And so sometimes grief is kind of inflicted without us being prepared.
Yeah.
Are we ever really prepared? Sometimes you can
No.
think like you're telling yourself, okay, well, this person, maybe they have cancer. There's a death. It's for certain, like,
Mhm.
and you tell yourself, okay, well, this is what it might be like when they're gone, or a relationship, like you said too. You your relationship is coming to an end, and you prepare yourself, but it's still, once it happens,
Oh,
fucking
hell yeah.
game changer, game over.
It's always things you don't expect or emotions you feel that you were just like,
Yep.
oh, and you're always going to second guess.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I've been
Mhm.
divorced forever, and I look back now and reflect. I'm like, I probably should have tried harder.
Right.
I look at the people I've dated since. Sorry, everyone.
Disclaimer, I apologize.
In my marriage was menial. Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, there were aspects that made it a catalyst and things like that, but
Mhm.
like, it was already an issue before that, and it only happened really because it had become an issue.
Mm.
But
Right.
now I look at what caused it to become an issue, and I'm like, okay, suck it up. Like, this wasn't a big
Mhm.
deal.
Right.
Right.
Mountain out of a molehill type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's like you
again,
said too, like when you
we
stop
learned.
communicating, and like we discussed this before we started the episode, right, Tim? Like when you stop communicating, the silence gets louder, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
it creates
As
a
long as you're
rift.
communicating and you're,
Yeah.
again, kind of like I said, you keep your desired destination aligned with your partner.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree.
That's
But
it.
as
Right.
long as your goals and intentions are in the same direction,
Yes.
Mhm.
at least you're going to have understanding of why the person acted how they acted.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
that makes sounds.
Yeah, and
So what
sometimes
are this? Sorry,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
No, go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, you go ahead. No, you. So in that, like, in that void, like, what do you guys do for coping?
Go ahead, Tim.
Like,
I'll let you
there's
take it.
all
I got
sorts of
You go
feelings.
first. I try and think. A lot of the times, like if I get into like a dark headspace before bed, I'll vocalize what I'm happy about from the day. Like
Amazing.
gratitude, practice of gratitude.
what's positive. And like personally, others I'm sure can just write it down. For me, vocalizing it, I notice seems to work.
Right.
You're a Gemini, though, right?
I am.
Oh,
That's-
fuck you.
I'm a Gem
Ouch.
too.
Ouch.
So communication.
I'm so fucking over Geminis, man. All of you.
You're surrounded by them.
Fucking cursed. I swear to God. Cursed.
I don't know a lot about that stuff.
I do.
Everyone's always like, "Oh yeah, you're Gemini." I was like,
And
"What
you're
does that
like,
mean?" They're like,
why-
"Google it."
Why am I bad?
Ouch.
So you like to vocalize it. You like to own it. It's almost like you take ownership over that. That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like to me.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
right. Oh, how do you?
Can you repeat the question? I
Sat in the back of class, eh?
did. I so did. It's so true. No, my desk was moved outside the class. Okay, I'm who the kids talked about when I was removed from the class. I was the popular kid.
What coping strategies?
I used to do the journal thing and everything, and because that's what everyone says, journal and do this and that and da 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 da. And so I would, and then I realized that just not long ago, actually, that it maybe doesn't do that much for me.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to be physical. So that's get out into nature, go for a walk, go for a hike, get on the water, go fishing, go to the gym. I need to move but I need to do that alone.
Right.
You know, like, I have a lot of people like, oh, let's go for a hike. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I love the idea and I want to, but I gotta be alone. I have to be alone. I have to take that time to process. And I have to, like Tim, say it out loud. So you and I, like, we spend a lot of time on the phone because of that. I gotta talk about it till I want to barf, you know?
Yeah.
And just because in saying it once, twice, 10 times, sometimes it sounds different. You know, sometimes you hear yourself differently.
Sometimes just vocalizing it, you're just like, wait, why am I upset about this? When you actually hear it, you're just like, wait, that's not worth it.
Or you hear yourself say something like to you, Cal, like where I'm like, I say it out loud and I'm like, holy fuck, that was bad. Like that was actually worse than I actually thought it was. And I minimized something and it was really fucking bad.
Yeah.
You know, and it's again, like the hearing it out loud. But then I had recently Jason tell me, he's like, you got to talk to yourself in the mirror. You got to tell yourself that you're great. You love yourself and blah, 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 blah. And I think maybe that worked a little bit.
Right.
Where I told myself how fucking amazing I am, even though I didn't believe it, you know, in the moment where you're just like, you stare yourself dead in the eyes and you're like, I see you. You know?
Yeah, it's that self-talk.
Yeah.
Yep. It's I'm not I don't do that a lot. I'm usually self-deprecating, which I have to work on.
You do.
But it's so much fun.
But you're like me too. You
like that too, though.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I used to be like that too. You can learn.
It's such a bad habit though. I know that. Like sometimes it's funny. Yeah. But that's and for me it's just creative outlets. That's like my
is a big one too for me.
Yeah.
And like it depends what you're looking for. Like if I'm going like I love to go alone. Just get out and like I'll go do like a 10K walk totally alone. Maybe bring my dog.
Yeah.
Probably not because he's a pain in the ass, but get out there just like
I talk to myself out loud.
Yep. And then like, there are times where like I'll go for a hike with friends and it's fun. I don't necessarily get the same level of gains from it, but like to physically get out and do it, I'd rather do that typically than meet somebody and go have drinks. Like at least we're doing something positive and beneficial.
And the thing too with the walking, for example, walking or hiking, there are studies that show that it's when it comes to processing things, when you're walking and talking with someone, there's a whole brain bilateral movement that happens similar to EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprogramming. And because you're left, right, and you're talking left, right, and it's this methodical meditative movement that's happening. It's helping you process things that you're not even aware of, right? So it's very interesting. Yeah.
Well, that's like playing music.
Very much so.
You know, it's you get into this thing where it has a life of its own, and it kind of carries you to places where if you didn't have that, like walking or playing music or whatever, maybe it wouldn't bring you there.
Yeah.
Like there's catalysts in our lives that bring us to where we need to be. Like they carry us a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's what coping strategies do, right? They get you to that next point. And hopefully the coping strategies are healthy.
Exactly. If they're healthy.
Regardless, though, they get you to that next point.
They do.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole like triggers that come with grief.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Right? There's the whole like Tim and you like held to like you seclude, you recluse. And then I had Jason call me out too. He's like, are you just avoiding triggers? 100% yes. I'm avoiding listening to that song. I'm avoiding this restaurant, you know, and it's like, at what point do you subject yourself to that on purpose to process the trigger? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm horrible at that. I
had something like that happen a few years back at Blues Fest. I can't remember who it was, but a band covered a song that since I've been 12 years old, I haven't listened to. I'm not going to get into great detail about this, but it was a situation with loss and a friend dying. And I was right there while it happened. And this song was playing. And I've ran out of malls. Like I've made my mom pull the car over and get out of the car when the songs come on the
Oh,
radio.
wow.
And this came on at Blues Fest, and I'm like, I can't get away from it.
No, like, what do you do? Cover your ears? Like, geez.
There was nothing. I had my kids with me too that time, and I was
Oh,
trying not to have
no.
a full-blown nervous breakdown. But
Oh,
Oh,
that's
man.
brutal. Music does
it's
that to me too. Like, I just
yeah,
can't listen to it for a while, you know?
yeah.
Mhm.
Now, I mean, it's come on the radio, and I don't lose my mind anymore. I don't want to listen
That's
to
good.
it. Like, I'll
Yeah,
turn
Mhm.
yeah,
it off. But
yes.
Yeah.
in the past, like, it was like if I was driving and it unexpectedly came on, I'm at risk of losing control of my car because it's just boom, snapped.
That
It's that
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
It's that
Yeah.
bad, yeah. Did you
Yeah.
find that that song just coming on maybe more frequently or you being aware of it helped dissipate that trigger? Like, it helped dissolve it a little bit, or just time did that for you?
It was honestly, it was forgiveness. I finally forgave myself
Mm.
for and this was one of the
Right,
big grief ones that I did hold myself responsible for.
right,
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
Little background, it was a friend, kind of girlfriend. We
Mhm.
were 12, so I mean,
Mhm.
girlfriend.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we were supposed to hang out, and she had a half brother who was throwing a house party, and me trying to be the responsible kid at that point was like, well, I'm not
Liar.
hanging out at a house
Liar. You're not a
party.
responsible.
Well, no, this was basically the catalyst of why I stopped being that. Because I was like, I'm going to be the good person and not stay at this house party with all these bad
Right.
drugs.
Right, right.
And then I left, and they ended up passing away.
Oh,
Mm.
And then I was like, blamed myself because had I stayed, I mean, I still
right,
to a degree blame myself. I've
Mhm.
right.
understand it's not. And I mean,
Mhm.
there's only so much you can do here. I'm a 12-year-old
Mhm.
kid
Right.
Exactly.
operating. Like, I get it. Like, I understand. But still, and I do believe, had I stayed, it probably wouldn't have happened. But I can't
Mhm.
Right.
blame myself for that.
No.
Like,
No,
No.
I get it.
no. You didn't
And that
contribute to
took me
that,
many, many years.
of
Mhm.
course.
But
Obviously into adulthood, and you have children of your own to still, yeah,
exactly.
Do you
yeah.
think maybe grief is also about acceptance?
Yes, 100%. They say that
Yeah.
the level of your pain is equivalent to your ability to accept a situation.
Mhm.
And so if you're in denial, you're gonna
Mhm.
fucking hurt for a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
'cause
see that a lot with relationships when people are like not
100%.
really accepting of any responsibility for what's happened.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
tend to be the ones who keep maintaining contact.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's
And
true.
I'm thinking too, like back with Jay, like my mom can't go to the gravesite. She cannot see Jason's name on the footstone. She can't handle it.
Right, right, right.
His
And so
grave is the only friend of mine I've ever been to there for.
oh, thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Like,
but
I'm similar. It's a weird thing for me. And
yeah,
like, Jay is the only one I've ever gone to.
wow. Yeah, and I think my mom's just at a point where, like, I think she accepts he's gone, but it makes it too real for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
You know,
makes
that
sense.
acceptance, like, if Jay's just not around, maybe he's not dead, maybe he's just working or moose hunting. But when she sees it in stone, that the reality, the
But she's
acceptance
avoiding
of,
the
sorry,
she's
Yeah.
avoiding the
Avoiding the
trigger.
trigger. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's why I was asking, like, is grief about acceptance? And I think it is.
Yeah.
When you
Oh,
finally start grieving the relationship, uh, you know. So I mean, grief can be a really good point because you're actually in reality, you're actually grieving the end of something. Because like you
yeah.
said, Tim, some people don't take on the grief
Yeah.
and they don't realize that no, it's actually done. You know?
Yep.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what we're coming up with here.
Yeah. That's what happens when you babble. Just the conversation takes on a life of its own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no,
that's
no, exactly it. And it just, wow, that just put me in a moment there for a second.
oh great. Now you're gonna
Great.
reflect on that and bitch about it later.
I can't
Thanks.
cry. I got mascara on.
She's too busy today to reflect.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Busy afternoon. Busy afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. But what happens if we get stuck in that grief for too long? Like when is too long?
Yeah. I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
hard to define. Like,
It is.
Right.
There's no, you can't put a timestamp on that. You can't,
Mhm.
some people you can't be like, well, it's been 2 months. You really should be, more over this and
Right.
blah, blah. It depends. It's all subjective. It depends on individual situations. Is it
is
a
there a
death? Like
right or a wrong way for somebody to grieve? I
there
don't
is not.
like, as long as
Everyone
you get
grieves.
through. Like, I mean, there's non-healthy ways to grieve,
Mhm.
but I mean, if
Yes.
it's just a coping mechanism while you're in that deep, dark moment, I'm not
Yeah.
going to judge you for that. Like,
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's well, and that's the whole lesson of letting go, right?
yeah,
And
Yeah.
letting
yeah,
go isn't about forgiving. It's making space for peace within yourself.
yeah,
Yeah. That makes sense. It's the
Yeah.
peace that you lack,
Mhm.
right? After loss. And
yeah,
it's
Mhm.
that there was a safety there with that person or that job or your child before they leave home, right? Like there was a sense
Mhm.
of peace and routine and predictability. And
Mhm.
when it's gone, it's like I said before too, like who the fuck am I without this?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Right? Who am I? And do that's where I think your surroundings, the people around you, your immediate circle, the energy that you surround yourself with, how are they helping you out of that? Are they pulling
Mhm.
you back into life,
Right.
because life is happening without you.
Yep.
It's
Well,
going
life
on, right?
never stops.
What's that?
Life doesn't stop.
No,
Like,
that's the
yeah,
problem. You're
yeah,
grieving, and whether it's for 2 weeks or 6 months or 7 months, by the time you're out of it, you're like, "Wow, so much has happened."
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you missed things,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
you know?
Yeah.
It's like it sort of only hurts you, but I mean,
That
it's also something you have to do,
yeah,
right? So,
Right.
I mean, work on it.
yeah. It's true.
Mhm.
Like,
But there's too like, there's the whole, I think, like, grief twice removed, like Kel, when you're going through something,
Mhm.
oh my God, there's times where I cry for you, right? Like we cry for
Right.
each other. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Jesus Christ, I can't stand to see my friend like this anymore.
Yeah.
Like how do I help her? There's nothing I can do or whatever. So there's that whole, like the twice removed thing, like your second cousin. And that's hard to watch too, even because you
Yeah.
take on, I think, the grief of your own a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're going through the grieving of your friend in pain, right?
Yes.
And there's grief with that because you're like, I want to fix this and I don't want them to go through it
Yeah. Well, and they're
and
not
that kind of stuff.
themselves in that moment
Yeah.
anymore. So maybe your friend is going to be forever affected by this loss.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then you
well,
are
you
all of a
feel the
sudden
need.
like, okay, my friend's not the same anymore. I kind of lost a piece of my friend,
Fair. Fair.
right?
You feel the need to fix it, but it's not always about fixing.
That's right.
Mhm.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, as a friend, that's what you're used to doing, right?
Mhm.
And
Yep.
sometimes you just need to be there. Like, you
Yeah.
need to be the ear for your friend, and
Yeah.
that's the best you can do, and
Mhm.
probably most important.
Just be present. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
be
Uh,
with
And
them.
not
Yeah.
attentive, like actually present. Like, so many
mhm.
people,
Actively involved. Yeah.
exactly, like active conversation versus just, okay, yep, yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's hard for people to do because
absolutely.
there's times like I know when I've come across somebody who's, let's say, lost a loved one, which
Mhm.
I haven't been exposed to much in my life. There hasn't been much death in my life that I've and and I didn't know what to say,
Mhm.
and it's like you don't wanna say the wrong thing, and how do you really support somebody in that moment?
Mhm.
When
Especially
really
if it's something
the
really
the
awful.
main proper thing to just say is as simple as, "I'm so sorry for your loss."
Mhm. Yeah.
Right? It's that simple, and just, like, mean it, like, speak it from your heart, and "I'm so sorry for your loss," and it's that simple, right? But then you have the people, like, if you're going through a breakup, they're like, "Well, they were assholes anyway, like, you really just need to move on and accept it."
Mhm.
Pardon? This was my life that I was planning.
Mhm.
This was the future I thought I had.
Mhm.
Not that simple,
Yep.
right? Not that easy.
Well, and the letting go isn't forgetting, like in my situation where I'm coming from today with my brother Jay, is that I know I have to let go because I need to move on, but there's
Yeah.
that pain of letting go and am I letting him down? Because when my brother died, I promised him I would keep his legacy alive. Just that we had that conversation right before he died. And that means, staying involved with his boys and stuff like that. But it's like they need to move on too. So it's like I have to like gauge what keeping his legacy alive, but I have to be careful with that because I want to keep their dad alive, but I also want them to be able to move forward without guilt, right? Like Medi is going to meet somebody someday, and that role is going to be differently, like it's going to be different. I mean, I'm so blessed to have her. She's an amazing human being, but like there's almost guilt. Like, am I keeping my brother's legacy alive out of selfishness?
Yeah.
Or maybe do I tone it down a little bit so they can move on and let go and accept that their father is not there?
Yeah.
So I'm
They're not a replacement either. Like
no,
you can keep his legacy alive, and somebody coming on has to understand that these kids lost their father.
That's
right.
right.
And I assure you, Jay is not forgotten. Like I think about him pretty frequently.
Oh,
I
I'm gonna
promise you
cry.
this. Don't
Yeah,
cry.
no,
Then I'm gonna cry.
he was
Jay
a
was
he
an
was an
amazing
amazing
person.
he was, and that's why,
He was
like,
funny.
He
he
was
was.
hilarious.
He was
And
funny.
that's what I want his kids to know of him, because Xavier was
Yeah.
5. He was
Right.
5. So he knew his daddy loved him. And that's, the purpose of your dad was an exceptionally amazing human being. And I'm not saying that just because he's my brother. Like, he was an
He was one of
Yeah.
the most
exceptional
He was
person.
a
genuinely
good person.
caring people I ever
He was a
met.
good
Like
person.
he
Yeah.
genuinely cared about everyone he said he cared about.
Yep.
Well, after he died, and I won't take too much time because it's not about only Jay, but after Jay died, so many people reached out to me. It was so overwhelming. He did so much for people and never talked about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Back. Yep.
He was
He
humble.
didn't talk about it. Like, there was a girl who reached out who said, your brother got me out of a really bad relationship, and at 2 o'clock in the morning he brought his truck so she could move. Like, Jay didn't talk about it. He just did it,
Yeah.
So anyway, God
Yeah.
love you, Jay, but and that's, I think, where the letting go part is. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah. Yeah. It's different for everybody.
Especially in
But it's
a
like you too, like with Jay, for example, like you still have some of his furniture.
yeah, that oh
You
I
can't
still
let
have
that
his
go.
winter jacket,
Jacket. Yes, that you struggle to let go of,
but I'm letting go.
And it's
I'm
just a
getting there.
jacket. It's not
I
See, but
Jay
I
am.
have some
anymore.
clothes too from some of my friends who've passed away.
Hmm.
Um, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's necessarily a bad thing to keep. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Hmm.
I
Like,
think it's all individual. If you want to keep a shirt, if you want to keep a jacket, but it is just a shirt and it is just a jacket,
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
right?
I
But
mean,
if
Yeah,
it's a
same.
I don't
memory, if
associate
it's something you
them.
hang on to because it keeps them relevant in your life, and you want that reminder. For example, every time you pass the closet, oh, there's Jay's jacket, or
Yeah.
there's Bobby Sue's shirt, like
Yeah,
it's. I think as long as it's not detrimental and it's not holding you
Hmm.
back in some way, like you're not
yeah,
sitting there sobbing over the jacket, like
Hmm.
yeah. Like
I
my
think
situation is like an orange shirt for like Truth and Reconciliation that a friend of mine designed,
Right.
who then ended up
right.
away. So I basically put it on for Truth and Reconciliation Day. That's it. That's all. Wear it to kind of honor him.
Yeah,
And
that's a nice memory.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's a nice
Well,
memory.
it's
I think
also even too in like griefs in relationships. Like, sometimes in a relationship, like even marriages where kids come out of it, right? It's uh it's letting go of that marriage or that relationship, but you got kids that are out of it. So there's that you can't let the whole relationship go because there's these little human beings that came out of that relationship.
well, that's it,
So
and you
yep,
it's
can't resent all of it. You can't hate it because that's what was meant to happen. You were meant to have these little angels in your life, like
hmm
and it didn't go to waste. It wasn't in vain, right?
hmm
Wasn't in
Yeah,
vain.
so it's balancing the letting go and then having something there from that relationship.
Yep.
Whether, yeah. Hmm. Interesting.
Hmm.
Very, very interesting. So moving on, I guess we were talking about, you know, getting our own identity and a loss of identity, whether it be a sister, a wife, a girlfriend, a daughter, and it's rediscovering our identity after that loss. Because when we lose people, I think we have to redefine or reevaluate our identity, especially when they were like a huge part of
your life.
our
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's who am I now?
Yeah, exactly. Like Tim, if
Where
you
am I
had
going?
to say like your marriage, you mentioned that you're divorced. How long would you say it took you to kind of really get back to yourself or find your new you?
Oh, geez. Probably a solid year, 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I've come way back to what is my true me now. Like
Right.
if Kelly were to tell you about me when I mean, we talked briefly about it, how I was in high school. Like
Mhm.
I was not the same person I am now. I was
Right.
angry. Like
Right.
any loss, grief, anything. I mean, common for my generation in our age. The only thing I
Yeah.
ever knew was anger. That was the only
Yeah.
emotion I understood. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's how everything came out.
As
It took a
teenagers,
lot
that's
of,
what you become, a rebellious teen, right? You're the
yeah,
angry teen, hormonal teen, whatever that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And I mean, it took a lot of work. Reading, learning. Like I read peer-reviewed studies for fun,
I love it.
partially to like associate and learn stuff and adapt myself. We got to
Yeah.
grow. And
We do.
unfortunately, a lot of the times loss is what triggers some of our biggest growths and adaptation.
It's
Like,
true. It's true. You learn more at the bottom of the mountain climbing it than you do at the peak,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, yeah, I mean, even with my loss with Jay, I'm like one of the world's biggest procrastinators, and I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. And
showed
with
up half an
Jay,
hour late.
yeah, well, what Jay taught me is that life is precious,
Mhm.
and I try not to waste my life as much anymore because he didn't have
Yeah,
that. He didn't have that time. He just had turned 41. I'm going to
Yeah.
be 47. So
Yeah.
I've had time to more than him.
Yeah.
So
More time than him. Yep.
I really try to be like, don't fucking waste your time, Kelly.
Yeah.
Like move forward. But waking up every day it is a privilege, and some days it's hard
Oh,
to
so hard.
function and get through it. But with Jay's death though, and losing him so young, it's given me a new perspective on life. Going, yeah, like life can be short, unfortunately.
Yeah. You
So
can
it's
get
it's sitting in that grief, but then it's also, letting go, and what does that, it's what do you who are you after that,
it's
yeah.
weird
and
what triggers
accepting
those.
that you may be different.
It's
Sorry,
it's
Tim.
It's weird what triggers those kind of learning moments. Like similarly,
yeah.
like I have a friend who lost their child in a car accident
Oh
Oh my
God.
God.
a while back.
Hmm.
And it's like a double loss. Like I knew their kid, but my friend ended up taking their life as well.
Right.
And
Fuck.
shortly before this, they had told me something that like I can't live with myself because I was mad at my daughter for being late coming home while she's dying on the side of the road. He's like, I
Oh
should have
my
been
God.
about my daughter, not.
Yeah.
Right.
So like that was something that full on, it was like a slap across my face because I used to,
Hmm.
Billy will attest, like I used to be angry as fuck.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, it was make sure people are okay before you're upset. There's reason to be upset. Like there very
Yeah.
well could
Right.
be. But
Yeah.
the last thing, like try grieving when you're mad at your person, when there was
Right.
nothing they could do. Like, and this
Right.
was one of the strongest people I ever knew. And he
Yeah.
Right.
just couldn't, like,
Well, they
Yeah,
say
grief
after
can.
the loss of a child changes you. It just permanently changes you. And there's
yep. I don't
yeah.
see how it couldn't. Like, I
No.
sadly
Yeah.
have a few friends who've lost kids, and you see
Mm,
the change.
Yeah.
You definitely
yeah.
see the change.
Well, and that's it's who am I now? And some people being like, I'm not that person's parent anymore. I'm not that person's sister, daughter. It's just so painful. The grief is just so overwhelming,
Yeah.
and it's like, who am I now? And
Yeah.
unfortunately, in some of the incidents, they couldn't deal with who they were
Yeah. Well, and there's
after
times
that.
too, like with grief, like with you, like we've spent hours on the phone crying, can't get up off the floor. Like there's 24 hours in a day, I'm crying 25, like
Mhm.
there's sometimes it's a bottomless pit of
Mhm.
pain. And
Mhm.
there's studies that show that emotional pain is equivalent to physical pain. Like I'd
Yes.
rather have
Yes.
both my legs broken and driven over by a
Mhm.
car sometimes than the pain I feel from loss, right? So it's
Absolutely.
Mhm.
it's it's consuming, and you're supposed to be a parent, go to work, still be a
Mhm.
friend, a child, someone's daughter, son, whatever, right?
Mhm.
And life goes on. That's the
Well, and
shit
that's
part.
what does it look like?
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's that grief and that loss, and it's like the things that I used to do or the things that I loved was either with that person or about that
That's
person,
huge.
or and it's like, where's the joy?
Yeah.
Because after
And then
grief,
if you
there's
do
got to be
find joy, you sometimes feel guilty.
true,
Yeah.
Like,
very true.
Yeah. Or the things you loved before too, like in relationships, all the things that you used to do together, right? It's like, well, now I don't want to do that anymore. It's not the same. I don't.
Hmm.
But like me, for example, I'm like, I am not going to let that take away from
Hmm.
what that used to bring me. That was a part of me. That
Hmm.
was something that brought me happiness. I'm not going to let that take away.
Hmm.
But it takes time to get there. It takes
Well,
time.
and what it comes is that you can love what it used to be and leave it what it used to be.
Right. Right.
Past
yep,
tense.
Yeah.
And
As hard as
and
that is. Yeah.
yeah, and you can go
yep.
beyond that, but it's what is beyond that.
Yeah.
That's the difficult part about it, I think. And
Yeah.
so it's redefining yourself after grief. Oh, maybe we should do that as a past one. Like,
Redefining yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
or finding your own identity without that person or that career or that
And it's
whatever
an
it may be.
opportunity to adapt. Like
Yeah.
you're almost forced to adapt.
Yeah,
So
sometimes no choice,
how do
right?
you how do you take it? In what direction do you go? It
Hmm.
can be extremely exciting.
Yeah. Or if you have anxiety like me, it scare the shit right out of you.
How many times did I say to you, my shy ass?
Exactly. But you're here and you
Right?
get it, and it's
Yeah.
and this is a great vibe, and that's so maybe it's about reevaluating, redefining, and maybe if you can't redefine, it's about renewal, and
Yeah.
rising again, rising above that
Rising out
void.
of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's too like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm 10 for 10 for getting through things.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still
I'm
here.
still here.
We're still here, right? 10 for 10. So success rate, pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty high
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
As much
Yeah.
as I doubt that at times. But
100%, right? There's
yeah.
times where
Mhm.
you're like, I'm never fucking coming out of this one. Like, this is
Yeah.
it. I'm done. Donezo,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? But
Or
then,
this one
yeah.
is really, did a number on me. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna, but
But
that's where
there's,
hope comes in, right?
yeah, very much
Hmm.
so. Very much so. And I
Going
think
back
I
and
think
kind of what
that's what
you
you need to
guys
hang
said,
on to.
like faith,
Sorry.
that was something I'd completely lost. Like I went full blown, like I wouldn't even label myself agnostic, atheist, anything. Like that was too much thought into anything.
Right.
And then I ended up out at a friend's sort of Wiccan pagan kind of
Love
thing
it.
where we were raising a log for the interconnection between the dimensions and stuff like
Love
that.
it.
And I
Love
was just
it.
like, hey, neat, you know what? This is kind of my thoughts that I've come
Good
to
for you.
myself. And like
Yep.
I've mentioned to Kelly, even like I'm like
We're
maybe
gonna drag
drag
you to
me,
church.
yeah,
Oh,
drag
you're
me to
coming.
church. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
It's the Hosier
which is
song.
like
Take me to
nothing I would
church.
have thought I'd do.
Anyways. Yeah.
I was shocked when
He
you
was
said that.
so
I was
good.
like,
Did you guys see him when he was in town for Blues Fest?
I missed him, unfortunately. Yeah,
He was
and
good.
that's yeah. He was at City
Sorry,
Folk,
ADD
right?
moment.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Lighten the mood a little bit. Yeah. I think also to hope, renewal, transformation, but I think it's also looking forward, not back. Because with grief,
That's
we
the
always go
hard
back to
part.
the past, right? And we
Well,
always try and gather up. Oh, there's my fake lamp.
and
Um,
they say anxiety and depression, right? Depression is a grief for the past. Anxiety is an anticipation of the future, right?
yeah,
So
Yep.
exactly.
when you're
That's
depressed,
why,
depressed. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's a decompression.
that's right.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
not in a good way either.
No, exactly.
No.
Exactly.
And I think it's moving past, it's looking forward. Um, and when you want peace to outweigh pain,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
that
And it's a
longing
struggle.
for,
It's
yeah,
a struggle. Yeah.
yeah, and replacing closure. Like sometimes we'll never get closure. And so you just have to
No.
not look for that closure and replace it with some other need or intention, I think.
Something I've
No,
kind of learned is I'm not owed closure.
none of
Like,
us are.
no.
Mm,
So, I mean, if I don't have I need to find my own closure,
Yeah. We're
right.
whatever
responsible for
that
it.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's people
It's,
who won't give it to you. They just
no.
won't give it to you. They don't give a
Yeah.
shit. And it's sad. But even with death too, like what's the closure
Mhm.
Yep.
with
Yep.
death? What is that really? What does that mean? And
My closure is talking up to the sky. So if anybody sees me, I'm just talking to Jay. I'm not
I
crazy.
I talk to myself. So what does that mean? In grocery
Yeah.
stores, people probably look at me like, what is she doing? And I'm bitching about the can of peas. Like, look at the fucking price of these peas. And I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad for
And
that.
that's okay.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just turning pain into purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Channeling it into something positive and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we got big news coming next
We
a couple
do.
of days
You
from
ever?
some of the pain where
We've channeled it.
we're gonna
We've
rise
channeled it.
above it. Yeah, and
Channel.
we'll introduce
I'm
that in the
excited
next
for that
couple of days.
announcement.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be on
Good. There's
point.
there's a few people that know about it already and they've been privileged. But
Well, I kept him in the loop a little bit because he's just been
he's
so
deserving.
generous.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's a good peep.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
I
He's a good
try.
peep. You can handle the news. You can handle, but no, it's in all seriousness. Next episode is going to be geared solely towards our new venture and what it
Mm.
means to us, what we've been able to create from our grief and loss and pain. So
Yeah.
there's good things that come out of it, and sometimes the shit that you've been through and how
Mhm.
much it's fucking ruined you, if you can laser in on something, hone in on
Mhm.
something, there's good that can come of it.
Absolutely.
There's good that
What
can
you
come
guys
of
are
it.
showing me that's great that's coming from it.
Yeah. Hope
And
so.
thanks so much for your support, Tim.
Yeah,
We
it means
really
a lot.
appreciate it.
It
Always,
means a
Yeah.
guys.
lot.
And
Yeah.
so, and that's
It
really
goes
what,
both ways, though. You've supported me in other things.
yes.
So,
Well,
for years. Like,
well, we have to have our people. And maybe
yep,
that's another thing, like creating a community where that,
Find your people.
that you can
yep.
grieve and that will like lift you up instead of pull you down or bring you
Yeah.
back into the past so they can control you.
Yeah. Yep.
Because some people don't like people moving forward. They like
don't.
stuck people.
They
Well,
do. They want to keep you there.
If you move forward, then they're going to lose you because their
Yeah.
energy is at a much lower level than yours.
That's right. You're vibrating differently and it's
Not aligned.
that's right.
And that was something that I recently got into, and it's wild to actually. You almost physically can see it.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
when you connect, it's like you can tell. I'm like, I'm not getting along with this person. I know why.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I'm
just
all about
changes.
energy lately too. I've had to sever ties based on by an energy. And I've told you, Kel, too, like I am paying attention to what my body's telling me. My
Yeah.
body's
Yep.
screaming, this is not a safe person. I don't want to be around them. I don't feel good around them. Why am I going to pretend, right? Like it just, I have to step back, and it's sad. There's a grief with that too. If you have to cut ties with somebody, there's a sadness that takes place there too, right? But
of course,
you need to do, not everyone's going to look out for your best interest, right? And we need to do that ourselves. We need to do that for ourselves.
Well, at the end of the day, I think when we all sit with ourselves, we know what's best. It's listening to that.
We do, exactly, because you have a gut feeling, you have your intuition, and sometimes it's not very loud, and you have to get still, and you have to get quiet, and
or you just don't listen to it.
Like you.
I'm good at that.
Like me. It's like, and I'm like, no, maybe, maybe I'm overreacting.
Flags, and you're like, I think it's actually just orange.
Yeah, I think it's the new pink.
Well, it's like,
but
it's red. Like, how red is that flag really? How red can it get? Let's wait to see that.
I see a hue of green. What are you talking about?
Right? Green is the opposite of red. Right? I know. How convenient.
What? Exactly.
How convenient. Yeah.
So wrapping this up, I would like to ask everyone here. We'll start with you, Tim. What are you grateful for right now?
Reconnection with you, friends. I love the work I do and the clients I work with. Little background there. I work with addicts and precariously housed individuals. It taught me so much.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And you see what they're thankful for, and a lot of what we've discussed at a level far superior to what I see in the day-to-day normal people.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see, and the strength and resilience. It's inspiring, to be honest.
Yeah,
probably.
And my kids.
Kelly,
I love my kids.
Yes. It's 3 of them, right?
Yeah. I've got 3. My eldest seems to be finally turning the corner in her recovery as well. So that's great news.
Yeah, that is amazing for Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Emily too.
I absolutely do. I fed her baby babas.
Yeah.
How old is she, Tim?
24.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we've known each other because
a minute. Yeah.
What are you grateful for?
That's been difficult to find, actually, lately, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, there's always your children, your health, but I think I'm grateful for my resilience because it's led me to find growth. And in growth, you can be more appreciative of things, which also leads to gratitude, right? Appreciation, gratitude go hand in hand. So, but I think I'm grateful for new beginnings. New beginnings and endings.
Yes.
And endings.
Well, with an ending, there is a new beginning.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
that's
right.
What about you, Cal?
I'm grateful for people I'm connecting with now. New people and not new people, just new relationships with really great
maybe
people.
Older people. Yeah. And reconnecting. Well, especially because of our new venture, right? It's bringing people back into our lives.
I'm super grateful for that, and through meeting or reconnecting with old people who knew me back then, and it's kind of a reflection sometimes, and this might sound a little bit self-centered, but when way back in the day when I thought I was really fucked up and all sorts of things, and I hear stories about hey, Cal, you were I'm still that person. So when I thought I've been damaged and traumatized, and I'm not playing victim here, but the core of who I am is still there, and I thought I lost it.
Still the same.
So it's so rewarding for me to be like, you know what, those fuckers didn't get me down. You know,
Yeah.
and resilience is another thing.
Mhm.
I was able to get through some really painful things, and having people that I can trust, I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
You
Because I've
inspired me at times when I was struggling with Emily, because I ended up with
Mhm.
full custody, and I looked back and I was like, fuck, if Kelly could do it when she was what, 15, 16,
17.
17, I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I bitching at 19? Like, I was like, I mean, it's
I
not
think
a,
as long
it's
as it
not a
has teen in
competition.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as long as there's teen in there, I think you're fucked. So, do the best you can, right? Do the best you can. We're
Yeah,
still
like,
growing up.
but
We
no,
grew up like I was 16 when I got pregnant too. So it was
yeah,
you're growing up with your kid.
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
no like
you're
you've
still a kid.
lost that's it. You've
Mhm.
lost that a part of that.
Yeah,
You've lost, the privilege of thinking of yourself first.
yeah,
Mhm.
There's no more I want to
Mhm.
go out, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's like, no, you have this baby in front of you that needs
Mhm.
you. So,
yeah,
yeah,
I
changes the
think it's us
trajectory.
too. It's finding our voice. That's another thing that I'm extremely grateful for.
Yep.
Is I
Speaking
um
up.
yeah,
yeah.
Speaking
and
up.
and
Finally.
yeah,
You've always had a voice, though.
you know what, I did for a while, and then I lost it.
No, Tim,
Yeah,
there's a difference between being a mouthpiece and having a voice, okay? There's a difference.
Are you
You know,
insinuating I was a mouthpiece? So,
maybe a little bit, but I was too. So it takes one to know
but
one.
uh,
but
yeah,
I'm grateful for that. I have a really good support team now, where I can speak
yeah.
the truth,
Yeah.
and it's bringing up all sorts of really great things. But again, after grief, it's giving me the opportunity to find the new improved me,
Kelly 2.0.
or 2.9.
There's already
I'm
been a
like Tim, like
2.0.
8.9 by now.
Yeah. I'm on multiple edition.
Oh
I'm the
gosh.
special edition now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the anniversary, the 30th anniversary, or
Yeah, the silver edition. Yeah.
Hey, stop making fun of my hair.
Right. That's exactly
I
what I
got
was referring
silver
to.
too.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to go gray. I'd love to have ashy hair
Oh,
like
I'm all
that.
gray here.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, I wanted to thank you so much, Tim, for joining us. I was
Yeah,
thanks for
excited.
having
thank
me.
you. We
Thank you so
Yeah,
appreciate
much for
that.
having me, guys. This was awesome.
yeah,
Of
this was
course.
a beautiful
Honored.
conversation,
As always.
as
Yeah,
always,
as
as
always.
always.
Yeah, and if everybody could please like and subscribe and do all those things we hate to ask for, and
Yeah,
please feel free to engage on our Facebook page as well,
yeah,
the Be Who They Come To podcast on Facebook. We post
Get
our
some comments.
episodes there, and we really appreciate the feedback from each episode. Constructive criticism welcome as well.
yes,
So
absolutely.
we like that. And actually, we're going to make a post too about what you guys might want to discuss in a
Hmm.
podcast. I mean,
Yeah,
we're full of ideas. Our brains don't stop, so we have so much that we want to talk about. But if there's something you guys want to hear about, if you think there's an interesting topic that we could put a cool spin on, that would be super helpful. We'd really appreciate that. We'd welcome that feedback.
yeah, exactly. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and
Yeah.
thanks for listening, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
Tim. Bye, Cal.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Peace out.